Hello everyone, this is Max, back with another video about Princess Connect. Today I'm going to be talking about Arisa, who she is, what she does, what she's good for, and whether you should pull for her. The global Twitter announced that the Arisa banner is coming on February 17th. So Arisa is originally a Shadowverse character, which is a card game that was made by Cygames, and she's come to Princess Connect. In Princess Connect, she is a backline physical DPS similar to Suzuna and Shiori. The difference is that Arisa mainly does her damage through her Union Burst, which she will spam throughout a fight. If you've seen my clan battle videos, some of which featured Arisa, you will see that it's not unusual for Arisa to use her Union Burst 6 to 8 times per fight. I'll talk about Arisa's Union Burst and skills first. The unique thing about Arisa is that both her Union Burst and her skills, well, one of them, become stronger after she's used her first UB. So her Union Burst is a single target damage dealing skill that will target the frontmost enemy, and on subsequent casts of her Union Burst, it will do more damage than the first cast, roughly 150% of the first UB's damage. Her skill 1 targets the enemy with the highest magic attack. It'll deal some damage and also reduce their movement speed. She doesn't use it very often, although she does use it at the start of battle. Her skill 2 is her signature skill, really. It's a self TP charging skill, kind of similar to what Jita has, although the difference between Arisa and Jita is that Arisa's TP charge becomes stronger after she's used her UB once, kind of the same way as her UB itself. After she's used her UB once, the TP charging skill will charge more TP than before, again, about 150% of the original value. Her skill rotation, I put in the picture here, you will see that she starts by using her skill 1, the damage, first. Then she charges her TP, then she does a normal attack, and then she enters a rotation. Rotation being skill 2, normal attack, skill 2, skill 1, normal attack, skill 2, normal attack, skill 2. So you can see in this rotation, which consists of 8 actions, she'll use her TP charging skill 3 times, and really spamming this TP charging skill is the reason why she's able to UB so often in battle. Now, in terms of her performance, and I'll start with clan battle. She's a good character for clan battle. If you have her, she will see some use in every clan battle for roughly a period of 1 year. She is used extremely often for the first 3 months, at the time the most common team being Kaori, Makoto, Kokoro, Mitsuki, and Arisa. That said, although Arisa is a good CB character, she is not considered a must-have for CB. And the reason is if you replace Arisa with another archer like Shiori, generally you're not going to be losing too much damage the way you would if you try to replace, for example, June with another tank like Pudding, or if you try to replace Makoto with a different physical defense breaker like Shinobu. And that's why, Makoto is a must-have for CB, but Arisa is not. Now, I said she saw frequent use in the first 3 months. She does see a dip in usage around the time that Summer Kyaru was released, if I recall correctly. And the reason for this is because after Summer Kyaru was released, clan battles will generally involve 2 physical teams and 1 magic team. Up until that point, you needed 3 physical teams for clan battle. So when you only need to assemble 2 physical teams, sometimes there's just no room for an archer like Arisa. Nonetheless, she will continue to see some occasional use in clan battle all the way until Shiori's unique equipment is released, which takes roughly a period of 1 year. After that, however, Arisa kind of retires completely from the clan battle scene, and unfortunately she has not come back even on the JP server. And no one really knows when, if ever, Cygames will release a 6-star for Arisa to save her. That said, it's rare for damage dealers, pure damage dealers with no utility like Arisa, to stay relevant in meta for as long as Arisa did, which is around a period of 1 year. So that makes her, in my opinion, a more worthwhile character than many other permanent characters that are released later on. Now moving on to PvP, generally I should say, the PvP meta in Princess Connect changes much more quickly, is much more fluid compared to the CB meta, and Arisa is really no exception to that. She's pretty good for PvP, but it was only for about a month. And I should say, the reason she was pretty good is not because she's a spectacular PvP character, but more because at this point in the game, very few characters are actually meant for PvP. And moreover, most tanks, including, Pudding, are only 2 stars or 3 stars. So Arisa's UV can quickly kill low star tanks, assuming she doesn't miss, that is. And that's the main thing that she was used for. But as tanks gain stars and as the PvP becomes tougher, Arisa just kind of falls off. She has some very occasional niche PvP usage thanks to her skill 1, which targets the enemy with the highest magic attack. So there was a strategy, for example, that I used where you combine Arisa with Tamaki and Mitsuki to try to one-shot a squishy magic user like Ilya. But outside of this niche usage case, there really is no place for Arisa in PvP. As a permanent character, Arisa will become farmable starting on map 15. So, at least for collection purposes, you will be able to make Arisa from scratch at a certain point, even if you never roll her. However, due to the fact that she's released fairly late for farming, by the time you farm up Arisa from scratch, she will likely have already fallen off meta. So if you want to use Arisa for clan battle, you really don't have much choice outside of polling for her. So, is Arisa worth polling? I'll start by saying, if you are dedicated to clan battle and you want to join a highly competitive clan, having Arisa will make you much more attractive for recruitment compared to players who don't have her. That said, if you are a free-to-play or low-spending player, do keep in mind that although Arisa is a good character, she can be replaced by other archers without a big damage loss. And you can be competitive in CB even without Arisa. Looking at the results of the first clan battle on global server, I don't think it's going to be the kind of environment where you absolutely need Arisa to be playing CB at a competitive level. And moreover, you have to keep in mind that there are much more important characters for CB later on that will require gems. For example, Summer Karu or Christina. So spending 45,000 gems right now for Arisa could seriously hurt your chances of getting those more important characters later on. So my opinion is only players who really want to do CB at the most competitive level and they don't mind spending if the need arises later on should pull for Arisa right now, and any other player should skip her. So that's all for this video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.